I wrote to Mr. Boom about sharing at least a little information with us about the 78th episode because we accept the fact that the 78th episode was created in parallel with the 25th season. We know nothing, and after I asked the question, something went wrong. Today, we will talk about the reason for the delay of the new episode, despite its readiness. In this video will be called the release date of the new episode, as well as expose one situation, assume a realistic storyline in the 78th episode, as well as I will tell you about the leakage of data Dafuk Boom. But that's not all. I recommend watching the video to the end so you don't miss any details, and if you've already liked it, here we go. This is the first time that the delay of an episode is not because of the author's lack of success, but because of scammers who want to get all the copyrights to Skibidi Toilet and become the owner of this series. I explained in detail in a previous video that came out recently. Who hasn't watched it, I recommend watching it. Who does not know what is the case? Now I will briefly tell you. In fact, history repeats itself, and this has already happened, namely in the summer of 2023, when the main villain Nikita and his assistants claimed copyright infringement on YouTube, and unfortunately, they then managed to do it, and YouTube soon blocked several episodes Skibidi Toilet, but then still managed to unblock these videos. In 2023, the series was just gaining popularity on the internet, so it was also immediately approached by scammers. Dafuk shared this situation on his Discord server and called them Mafia, and also said that he would fight them. After this situation, 2 years have passed, and during this time, Dafuk Boom worked on his mistakes and secured all the vulnerable places of the series, and in addition, since 2023, he has formalized the copyright document Skibidi Toilet, as well as created his own company, which personally deals with all situations and directly cooperates with YouTube, and as it would seem, there will be no more problems with this, but unfortunately, this is not the case, and this time the scammers are prepared more seriously. This time, the main villain is a certain Sergey, who calls himself the author of the idea of Skibidi Toilet. In addition to his claim that he has the rights to 20 characters that Dafuk Boom created, he has a website called Skibidi Toilet. In fact, we got information that this domain is very expensive and is roughly valued at $11,498, and agree, for a simple website, this is very expensive. I think it's just an investment as they are up to something. And besides, it's primarily an investment towards their game that hasn't come out yet. I don't know what these scammers are really trying to accomplish, but they are very foolish as they are very much too late. If their evil plan would have been in 2023, before the rights application from Dafuk Boom, it might have worked for them. But now that Dafuk Boom owns all the rights to Skibidi Toilet, doing such nonsense makes no sense. Or does it? Most likely it's cheap black PR for their game, which judging by the App Store will be released on February 12th, but luckily the game is no longer available on Google Play. Dafuk Boom, of course, knows about this situation and has already started to take action. Here is a recent Dafuk Boom post on Twitter. In the previous video, I also said that the scammers managed to block the 25th season, which we have been waiting for a very long time, and since the blocking 5 days have passed, and unfortunately the video is still not restored. And it's very strange, because it would seem that Dafuk has all the cards, but the video is still not unblocked. So far, I have written to Dafuk Boom, and I am waiting for his answer about this whole situation, and also about episode 78. I asked him if this situation will affect episode 78, and while we are waiting for his answer, I recommend you to subscribe to our channel, because unfortunately most people watch my videos without subscription, and I am very upset about this situation. Please, let's fix it. About episode 78, we currently know that it is being prepared by the Boom team, and that it is not on the list of epic Dafuk Boom scenes. Also, we know that all this time this episode was being prepared in parallel with Season 25. But yesterday, one of the best animators of Boom Tunes recreated the fan animation of episode 78 and speculated what will be there. Let's break down some of the details in this animation. From the first frames, we see the Alliance Counter-Strike and Skibidi Toilets, and the location is reminiscent of the location from episode 73. We also see a lot of Astro Fighters, as well as one huge Astro Toilet. Here you can notice that now all Skibidi Toilets have Astro Toilet technology. Before, this new technology was only in the GI Squad. Next, G-Man appears on the battlefield, but with some differences. Here on his right hand, there is a blade that resembles the sword of TV man Titan, only in an orange hue. A juggernaut appears in the same place, despite the fact that in the original version he was ordered to fly to the base for repair and improvement. G-Man demos us his new technology, namely unmanned homing arms that can shoot lasers. So Juggernaut decides to move in and attack G-Man from behind, and he succeeds, and even manages to rip G-Man's arm off, but G-Man's arm is magnetized, so it's useless. After that, G-Man counterstrikes the Juggernaut, and Astro Toilet just has to defend himself. After that, G-Man repeats his first move, and this time he manages to put the Juggernaut on the ground. But Astro Toilet gets the last of his strength and moves with all his speed to G-Man to get the analog of his weapon, and as we can see, he succeeds. During the shooting, Astro hears additional shots, and it turns out it was the scientist's Macastum. Then several powerful missiles fly at Astro. This time, the Juggernaut is completely lost as he is no longer able to fight. After G-Man has dealt with the Juggernaut, he says, "Get up! Resistance is futile." To this, G-Man replies, "We'll see you soon," and quickly moves away. To this, G-Man replies, "Do you really think I buy that?" Making a reference to the original episode, when in episode 77 during the battle, the Juggernaut was able to trick the TV man Titan in the same way, hence why G-Man looks back, expecting to get hit by the Astro Toilet. After the plan fails, the Juggernaut falls to the ground and G-Man finally gets him. And as we see here, the head of the Astro Toilet can function separately from the body, so the head is eliminated by the Skibidi scientist, to which G-Man says to the scientist, "Good job, my little brother." After the complete destruction of the Juggernaut, a second wave of Astro Toilets, led by the improved Detainer Astro, arrives on the battlefield and says, "This time you have no way out, Commander." After this phrase, G-Man charges all his weapons, and that's the end of the fan-made. This storyline is very plausible, but still, in my opinion, the Juggernaut will not die in this way in the original episode, but on the contrary, will cooperate with Alliance and Skibidi Toilets. About my assumption about the fate of the Juggernaut, I told in the analysis of Season 25, who did not watch the recommended. Astro Juggernaut is a smart enough character, and it is unlikely that he does not see that he is simply being used by the hierarchy of Astro Toilets. Here, mark my words. Most likely, the Juggernaut will be on the side of G-Man. After all, the two of them have been through a lot and side by side captured planets. In addition, Astro Juggernaut does not want to allow another loss of his sons, so he can go to this act not for himself, but his loved ones. G-Man has also stated that he is preparing a secret weapon, and this is another fact that could cause the Juggernaut to side with G-Man. Oh well, hopefully the copyright situation can be settled, and after that, Boom will probably post episode 78 to the channel. But I still wrote to Mr. Boom and am waiting for his response about this whole situation and the 78 episode, so subscribe to the channel with a bell so you don't miss the news. And as for the data leak, unfortunately one of the animators leaked all the Skibidi Toilet material to the internet. There was something else besides that, but I'll tell you about it after I get permission from Boom. I think the new episode will be released after Dafook has dealt with these crooks, because you have to agree, at this point it is very dangerous to publish new episodes because the situation is already much more complicated than it was in 2023. So we should expect a new episode in early February, around February 10th to 14th. And if you watch this video before that moment, then write the secret word 78th episode is out. So we will try to play a trick on the viewers. And while we're waiting for episode 78, you can check out my other videos. I'm a super cameraman. Bye-bye, everybody.